Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode. Today we are rebuilding the collection once again. I went to Portland and I did some physical media hunting, I did some book hunting, did some game hunting, some game chasing, and so I'm going to show off all that footage that I took of some very awesome stores that I went to in Portland. So we'll get to the good stuff, we'll get to rebuilding the collection. We did add some stuff, some new stuff even to the collection. So if you've been watching recently, after I lost my home in the Eaton fire, lost my whole collection, only had about 6 or 7 items that I could grab, and now we're replacing everything and building more to the collection after all of that. So join me and we'll go through my trip to Portland. So to kick it off, if you've never been to Portland, it is the land of bookstores. There are tons of bookstores, and before my house burned, I did have a very extensive Goosebumps collection, and so I wanted to get back some of those old Goosebumps books that I had. I didn't have anything that was like first editions or whatever, but I did have a pretty extensive collection, and so we're trying to get everything back in. I did want to get an original Goosebumps collection, not first editions, I don't care about that, but nice looking editions, nice looking versions of the books. So yeah, to start off, we have The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, the 14th book. I got these at Powell's Books in Portland, and some of these were also from, a couple of these were from a random ass old bookstore, like hundreds of years old books. And this is Stay Out of the Basement. I haven't read all of the Goosebumps books. I've read some of them, here or there. I've read Monster Blood, which is the other one that I got here. But I've read some of them. I haven't read all of them, so that's why I wanted to get them, so I could read them. The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Some of these vary in, how scary they are or whatever. Phantom of the Auditorium. This is one of the episodes that I remember watching of the TV show very fondly. We've got Monster Blood 3, which I have not read, Monster Blood 2 either, but we've got Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, which I have read. This one's very fun. That cover is also awesome. We've got Deep Trouble, which is another iconic cover of Goosebumps. And then these two, which I got at that really old-ass bookstore. These were both $5 each. All of these were $5 each. But yeah, we've got Why I'm Afraid of Bees and this Choose Your Own Adventures, Give Yourself Goosebumps book. So I got these, was really glad to get some new Goosebumps books into my collection. I want to, those young adult horror novels of the 90s, we don't get very many of them today. I did get a new book that is a new horror book that is a novelization of X, the movie. I love the X trilogy. Maxine is my favorite one, but they're doing a novelization of all 3 movies, so I can't wait to read this and get some more insight into X. Some of the, filthy, dirty, sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre-y vibes of that movie. But this was brand new at Powell's. You can get this anywhere you can get books. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard it's great. So can't wait to read X, and then maybe watch it again after that. A couple more books here, and then the rest of it is physical media stuff. But I did replace my copy of Shadows of the Empire. This is my favorite Star Wars book ever. It was, everything that went into a Star Wars movie, video games, toys, comic books, plates, whatever else. Everything that went into it besides, of course, a movie. And this book is set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so it gives you all that story, all that character development that you miss out. Lando Calrissian is my favorite Star Wars character because of this book. So if you haven't read Shadows of the Empire, go play the game if you really want to, but the game follows Dash Rendar more than any of the other characters. But this book is excellent. Very good Star Wars book. Speaking of Star Wars, I got Star Wars Heir to the Empire. I got to replace my other copy of it. This is this is used, but this is from the Legends one, so it's not one of the originals, but who cares? I didn't read one of the originals. I read the Legends version, so can't wait to reread Heir to the Empire, because just, there are people out there that think that this is, what the sequel trilogy should have been based on. It's a fair point, but these books are excellent. The Thrawn trilogy and all of that. Really good extended universe Star Wars stuff. And then to go along with Goosebumps, we got 2 Christopher Pike books. And Christopher Pike is an author kind of like R.L. Stine, did point horror in the 90s, and so you get just excellent scary stories that are sort of young adult. This one is new, so this one is relatively new, I think. I haven't done any research into this, but this one, the cover caught me because it is about an evil VCR. And so what is more physical media than that, than reading a book about a VCR that could tape tomorrow's news? It's an evil VCR. So I can't wait to read this one. I might read this one first just because of that, but yeah. So, before we jump in on the stuff that I got in Portland, because I did have to fill up my suitcase and my bag, I did get 2 things really quickly here to replace 2 things in the physical media collection that I was really proud of. I did get the Trick or Treat special edition as well, but I got the Hitcher 4K from Second Sight and the Highlander 4K from Studio Canal. These two of my favorite box sets ever. Just excellent physical media releases. This one you can still buy. This one you have to pay a premium for, but I got it for a pretty good price from Orbit DVD. They had a great... I cannot tell you how awesome Orbit DVD is just from a getting back my collection kind of thing. They do great work there, but without further ado, wait, one more thing. One more thing, I saw it right here. I did replace my copy of Southern Comfort as well. This was the last movie that I watched in my house before it burned down. This was the last thing, and I almost just dropped it and broke it, Jesus. This is the last thing that I watched in my house before my house burned down in the Eaton fire, and just, I got it for a great price. This goes for a huge premium now, these Vinegar Syndrome Ultras. This is sealed, so if you can't see that, but this is sealed. This movie, I watched it for the first time that time watching it, and I was struck by it. I love Walter Hill's movies, so I can't wait to rewatch this movie. I'm sure it'll be a bit of an emotional experience for me, but Southern Comfort, the 4K from Vinegar Syndrome, is excellent, awesome physical media release. But now let's get to some of the footage that I shot in Portland. And so this first store was Variety Records. And yes, this is exactly what it looks like. It looks like heaven on earth. It is top to bottom, wall to wall, Blu-rays, DVDs, VHS tapes, records, CDs, cassette tapes, laser discs. I didn't get the chance to look through all the laser discs. They had laser discs on the ground, but it was kind of cramped to go through here. So I was just jamming, really, just kind of going through, looking at stuff, just kind of in awe of this. I did walk in and I asked the employee there if it was okay if I could film, and he said, yeah, man, it's okay, I've got nothing to hide, which I thought was a great answer. And then he said, yeah, we've never sold anything online and we never will. If you want to buy anything in this store, you got to come in the store. And I said, I appreciate that. I respect the hell out of that. He did say that they had 2 storage lockers or whatever next to the building that are also full of physical media, full of DVDs, full of Blu-rays, of records, of VHS tapes. So this wasn't even everything. It was just kind of wild. And as you go back to the back part of the store, there's this VHS library almost of just wall-to-wall, top-to-bottom VHS tapes. And so what did I get at this store? I got a couple of things. I got... I couldn't grab everything that I wanted here, but I did get some stuff that I wanted to replace from my collection, and I'm grabbing it now. It's all on the floor. There we go. One thing I did grab, I'll put the video in picture so you can keep watching along with it, but I did get a copy of Use Your Illusion 2 from Guns N' Roses on CD. You can get this, it's a dime a dozen. These are millions and millions of copies of Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. But I still have to get Use Your Illusion 1. They didn't have Use Your Illusion 1, so I have to grab that. I did get a copy of Hardwired to Self-Destruct, the Metallica album. This is their latest album besides 72 Seasons, and this album, if you haven't listened to it, is just stunning. And this was the sort of digibook double DVD or double CD edition. Great album. If you haven't heard Hardwired to Self-Destruct, just some great rockin' Metallica tunes. Hardwired, Moth into Flame, Now That We're Dead, Spit Out the Bone is as classic Metallica as it gets. That song rips. It rips hardcore, so we got that. We also got a Die Hard collection to replace the one I did have, and that was the Die Hard collection. It's Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Live Free or Die Hard. And yes, this is the silly one that if you put the two Die Hards together, it looks like he's cross-eyed. And then, of course, Die Hard with a Vengeance and Live Free or Die Hard. I have not seen the fifth Die Hard movie. I haven't heard great things, but I still have to watch it because I love Die Hard so much. It's the best action series there is. Die Hard is the best action movie. It's the best Christmas movie. Die Hard with a Vengeance is one of the best sequels to an action movie ever. It's just kind of reinventing the character out of this sort of Christmassy vibe into, you know, let's just focus on John McClane. But Die Hard, this collection is excellent, excellent. Well worth it. It was $5 a movie. $5 for a Die Hard movie, that's insane. As for the VHS tapes, I didn't get to look through them as hard as I would have liked to. There were boxes of horror VHS tapes on the ground. I was trying to see if I could get, you know, maybe they would have the Nightmare on Elm Street collection that I had or some of the Friday the 13th ones that I had, but I did get one VHS tape and it was $1. The price tag is incorrect. Well, this price tag is old, but it was $1 for this VHS of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And, you know, just, there's something about, you know, pulling out a VHS tape like this. I did a whole video on this where it was, you know, why I'm going back to collecting VHS tapes. And this looks like, I think it might have been a Blockbuster copy or something because of this sticker here. Maybe somebody that knows about that can tell me. But yeah, this is an old box. It looks like, because it says coming to a theater near you, May 25th, 1984, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So I got this. I don't have a VHS player right now to watch it on anyway. I don't have a CRT. Need to replace those things. But I got this because, well, it's Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that movie is fantastic. One of the best action movies ever. So that is what I got at Variety Records. If you're going to make me, you know, grade the store or whatever for looking through stuff, basically anything that you could want that was on DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, whatever, is probably here somewhere if you can look for it and find it. The you know, the vibe of the place was awesome. They were playing funk and soul and all that good stuff while I was there. So excellent, excellent store. As for the second place that I went to a couple video game stores in between here or there, but I didn't end up getting any video games. I got a Yoshi plush basically at one of them. But the next store was called Music Millennium. And if you've ever been to Amoeba Music here in Los Angeles, or I think there's one up in Berkeley, you might know a little bit of the vibe of this one, but just, I walked in and my jaw dropped when I saw their physical media selection. When I saw the section with, you know, the different tags for each boutique label and all of that. Because I was looking through and I was like, oh, they probably have, like, you know, studio Blu-rays and 4Ks, whatever. Stuff that I might be able to get to replace, you know, some stuff that would be a little cheaper or whatever. So I ended up finding some stuff like that where I was looking through their studio section, and I would like to get all of the Marvel Studios films on 4K. I love these movies. I want to get them on 4K because I had some of them on Blu-ray, whatever. So I ended up grabbing Captain Marvel, one of my favorites from the MCU, and I ended up grabbing Avengers Endgame, both on 4K here for, you know, $21. For basically, you're paying less than what you paid for the 4K of it. But I turned the corner and I saw the physical media selection that they had, and I was kind of floored. It was kind of like, oh man, I'm gonna have to fit all this in my suitcase, aren't I? I'm gonna have to, like, move stuff around. I'm gonna have to jam stuff in my backpack. Hopefully this airline doesn't kind of screw me. And so I didn't grab as much stuff as I would have liked. I could have spent way more money here if they would have shipped it. I didn't even check if they could ship or not, but I would have if they could have. So I ended up grabbing some stuff here. I'll put the footage in picture again, but they had Vinegar Syndrome stuff. They had a bunch of Arrow Video stuff. They had Scream Factory, Severin, Second Sight, Indicator, everything. Every single physical media label that you can think of, they had it. They had Terror Vision. It's just like the list went on and it was crazy. So I ended up picking up Monster Hunt, the Blu-ray here with the slipcover from Vinegar Syndrome for $17. And so I figured, like, you know, you could probably get this on eBay or whatever for that price, but I'm not paying, you know, to ship on eBay, and who knows whose little grubby hands have been all over it and stuff like that. At least here I can see the disc and I can see everything in my hand, and I can see that the slipcover is pretty immaculate. So I did have a very extensive Vinegar Syndrome collection with slipcovers, and so I know that's going to be a little difficult to replace, but Mutant Hunt, this is also a funny one for me personally because, well, I bought this one twice. I bought this one twice and I ended up doing a giveaway for it. So if you're out there and you won the giveaway, congratulations. This was a while ago. But I've rebought this one. So I have now bought Mutant Hunt 3 times. So this is just an excellent one. It's a fun sort of, creature feature with some great effects here from the 80s. 1987. So if you haven't seen Mutant Hunt from Vinegar Syndrome, go check that out. But I grabbed that. I also grabbed I love getting these. I got some of these in London when I visited, some bootlegs or from the radio or whatever back when they used to play concerts on the radio. And of course, Iron Maiden is my favorite band. Somewhere in Time is my favorite album. And they don't have very many live recordings from that Somewhere in Time era. This is a concert that somebody ripped off the radio, I'm assuming, from the Chicago, Illinois at the Rosemont Horizon in March 11th, 1987. So this is on the Somewhere On tour. This isn't the full set list or anything, but it does have Caught Somewhere in Time, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Children of the Damned, Stranger in a Strange Land, Wasted Years, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, a guitar solo, which I'm assuming is Walking on Glass from Adrian Smith, Heaven Can Wait, Phantom of the Opera, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden, and then an outro. So you're not getting too many tracks, but it's on a burn CD, I'm going to assume. I haven't opened this up, but I mean, I'm going to buy this no matter what if I see it. And I saw one of these. They had a couple of other ones. They had some from the Diano era, but I knew I wanted to get this one. Here's another one that's replacing something in my Vinegar Syndrome collection, and that was the Amityville Horror on 4K. This comes with the slipcover and all that good stuff. Comes with all the discs. They look pretty. They're immaculate. Amityville Horror, what can I say about this one that nobody hasn't said? It's just an excellent, just awesome horror movie. And it's $25. $25 for a 4K with a slipcover. That's all day, every day. You're going to get that. Here's one that I did not actually have in my collection that I grabbed, and that was what is this? The Second Sight or something? What? Second Sight. The Second Sight release of Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray. I know the 4K is really expensive of this, but I did want to get this release because I don't own, and I didn't own Dawn of the Dead before because this movie was notoriously difficult to get on physical media for a long time if you wanted it in the US and your region or whatever. So I ended up grabbing this. It's a 4-disc special edition. I know the 4K is really expensive, but I was like, whatever, I'll just get the Blu-ray for $41 new. And I figured that's an awesome, awesome price, especially if I don't have to hunt for it on eBay, all that good stuff. I don't have to worry about shipping. I just have to worry about if the airline's going to mangle my bag. And they didn't. Nothing in this was broken or anything like that, so I cannot wait to watch Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray. I've only watched this one on streaming, so I can't wait to get the best possible quality of this film because this is just a seminal horror film in the history of horror. It proved that sequels, especially made after the fact, like that long after the fact, still work when you have somebody like George A. Romero working on it. But I did get, as well, Hell Comes to Frogtown. I grabbed this. I didn't grab a lot of Scream Factory stuff or Arrow stuff because I figured that's going to be easier to get. Like if they had the Conan Chronicles, like the old 4K that I had, I would have grabbed that in a heartbeat. But I grabbed Hell Comes to Frogtown because this one is fairly uncommon. It's hard to come by. It's expensive, more on eBay, for $25. And that's less than what it goes for on eBay with the slipcover and all that. It's outrageous. But, this movie, I love Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is one of the biggest losses that we have in sort of action movie, wrestling, whatever, fandom. Because, he was such ahead of his time. He was so great at the time, and he never got his due. He never got the championship. He never got, all of that. And, I just wish Roddy Piper was still around, and he's so great in this film. He's so great in They Live. So, just an excellent, fun 80s actioner that, stars Roddy Piper. Like, what more do you want me to say? I could not wait to get this back in my collection. I would like to get the slipcover, maybe the original one or the new one that they did. I did get that new one that Vinegar Syndrome put out, so maybe I can get that online or something like that just to slip over this because this movie is awesome, and getting it for $25 is, it's icing on the cake here. So to close it out for the Portland stuff that I grabbed, I saw this. and I went nuts. This was the first thing I grabbed, and I didn't put it down because I was like, no one else is getting this. This is for me. And it was the Amityville The Cursed Collection. And this is a special piece of physical media for me because it was something that I knew about beforehand, and all of these are sealed as well. The box isn't sealed. I don't know if the original box came sealed. I can't remember, honestly. But, you know, it has Amityville Dollhouse, Amityville 1992, It's About Time, Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes, and Amityville A New Generation. So it has all of them. They're all sealed and all of that. So that's good to see. Love that. But let's just see what... It's Region A. So the Dawn of the Dead thing I can't even watch until I get a region-free player, but who cares? Whatever. So yeah, this box set is one that I remember reading about from Vinegar Syndrome and going, damn it, I wish I had that. Because you could get all 4 of these pretty readily available, like up until like earlier this year. So I was like, yeah, I might just get all of them or whatever. But like this box set and just the sort of mystique of it. And I remember they put up like 100 copies on New Year's 21 going into 22, I think. And I was up on New Year's, not partying, on Vinegar Syndrome's website grabbing this. And so I remember this has a very, very, like, fond place in my heart of physical media releases. And all 4 of these movies, they're silly, they're stupid, whatever. They're not amazing movies, but they're fun movies. And that is, like, the whole sort of vibe of Vinegar Syndrome in a nutshell, is this release right here is compiling these Amityville sequels that, like, you would think nobody would give a crap about. And giving them the best, utmost care and sort of, you know, love and affection that they deserve, because they are good movies. They're fun movies. So I want to get this, and I saw this and I couldn't put it down. I was like, nope, no one else is getting this. This is not leaving my hands until it gets scanned and I pay for it. So that was all the stuff I grabbed at Music Millennium. I have gotten some other stuff in recent times to replace stuff in my collection, and some new stuff from Vinegar Syndrome here. So I'm just going to go through those really quick because I don't have a story to go with these. It's just kind of, I grabbed them. I finally grabbed the Real Ghostbusters DVD set as this truck goes by, as the Ecto-1 goes by. The Real Ghostbusters complete series on DVD. I've not read any reviews of this. It was like $20 on Amazon, so if it sucks, sucks, whatever. But this cartoon is awesome, amazing release. So can't wait to grab this or go through this and watch all of those. You can watch a lot of them on YouTube, which is cool. I got Prince of Darkness, the 4K, so I upgraded from my Blu-ray to a 4K. I got the 4K Steelbook of They Live. These were all on Amazon. They were about like 20 bucks each. It was crazy. Got the 4K of Escape from New York, one of my favorite movies ever, one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. I did pick up the Halloween 4K collection, 1995 to 2001, once again. Those pesky 4Ks with the frickin' slip boxes are expensive as hell. And so I'm just, you know, I'm scouring eBay, Mercari, wherever, scouring to get this stuff back. And so this one has the slip cases, the discs are all in nice condition. It even has the plastic wrapping sort of still on it, but you can get the boxes out and stuff like that. So that's awesome to get back in the collection. Halloween 6, silly movie, 2 cuts of it, whatever. H2O, great movie. And then Halloween Resurrection is a turd, but it's a fun turd of its time. And then we got a big-ass Vinegar Syndrome order with some stuff here. I did replace Intruder, the director's cut here from, what is it, Synapse Films. I did get that as well. I think that came with the Halloween box set. But I got, let's see if there's... yeah, this is all Vincent stuff. So I got Mausoleum. I don't know what this movie's about. It's from the 80s, and look at that cover. So that was why I bought this. We got Tom Savini as the Ripper. If that doesn't sell you on something, I don't know what will. So that's why I bought this. I got Going South from Cinematograph. And this is a Jack Nicholson directed, looks like a Western with Christopher Lloyd. That sold me immediately. I got Dangerous Game, which has Harvey Keitel, Madonna. And so this movie looks really interesting. I got Iced. So like basically a horror movie set on a mountain. When, you know, my favorite kind of horror 80s-ish thing is like the, you know, the snow movies, stuff like that. So could not pass this up. I think this one's already out of print, at least for that edition. I'll skip that one for now. I got Golden Era, the movie about the game that defined a generation. This is a documentary about GoldenEye. I love GoldenEye. I love the N64, so I can't wait to watch that. Got a copy of Fade to Black. I watched this on the Joe Bob's Night Marathon, and I was hooked. I couldn't wait to rewatch it. I went to go rewatch it, and they had taken it off Shudder. So, well, you know what happens when they take things off streaming? You go and buy the physical media copies. So I got that. I got Spectres and Maya. I'm not going to show that too much because I don't know if YouTube will like that. But one of these has Donald Pleasance in it, so I figured, hey, it's a double feature. At least I'll get a kick out of the movie. And then I got Sidekicks. This is the Vincent Ultra with Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis. And I saw the trailer. I watched this. It just looked kind of fun. Sort of last action hero-y, so I grabbed this. This was really cheap as well. It was like 20 bucks. If you can get a Vinegar Syndrome Ultra like that for 20 bucks, like, I'm gonna buy it every single day of the week. Finally, for this marathon, I picked up Street Trash, the remake, and this is from Ryan Kruger. I loved this movie. I loved this so much. I thought this was Carpenter-esque. It was a nice sequel, remake, whatever you want to call it. The acting was great. The effects are hilarious. This is just kind of an awesome horror sequel, remake, whatever you want to call it. It plays up to the original very well, follows, you know, that trauma vibe, but adds in its own thing. And that's what you want out of these remakes and sequels and stuff like that, is them adding in their own flavor to the original, not just remaking it for the sake of remaking it. So Street Trash, that was it. Can't wait to rewatch this one. But that is a huge physical media book, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever, update, Portland physical media hunting, whatever you want to call this video. So got to rebuild some stuff out of the collection, got to add some new stuff to the collection, which was cool. That's always nice. But let me know what you got in your physical media collection, if you've added anything in recent times. Let me know what you thought of this video, what you thought of the sort of format of, you know, the picture-in-picture overlaid, stuff like that. And, you know, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and do all that YouTube stuff, because it really helps me out, helps me, you know what you guys like and what you guys want to hear. And without further ado, thank you for watching, and I will see you again real soon.